Alright everybody, so we are going to work through some practice problems that rationalize the denominator. So I do want you to go ahead, you don't have to write down what I'm writing right there where it says rationalize the denominator. But let's write down example, and we're going to put 3 over the square root of 2. You should have that written down, 3 over the square root of 2. And our first step, and I do want you to write down first step, you will multiply the fraction by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. And I want you to remember something. The square root of 2 over the square root of 2 is actually equal to 1. Okay, so it's okay to multiply the fraction by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2 because it doesn't change the fraction at all. It doesn't change the fraction. So here we go. We're going to take 3 over the square root of 2 and we're going to multiply both the top and the bottom by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. Now watch what happens on the bottom when we do this. The square root of 2, oh, hang on. Let's see what I'm saying. Okay, we're going to look at the denominator only. The denominator is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 equals the square root of 4. And I hope everybody knows that the square root of 4 actually equals 2. So that takes the 2 out of the square root. And then in the top we're just left with 3 times the square root of 2. Okay, moving on here. Let's try another one. Exactly the same kind of problem. Working on the exact same kind of thing. So again, our objective is we're rationalizing the denominator. You don't have to write that every time. This is just going to be example number 2. And we're going to work with 12 over the square root of 3. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to add a second step into this one. So, just like the first step, we're going to multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. And again, we're going to work with the denominator. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 equals the square root of 9. And as you all know, the square root of 9 is 3. And then what do we have on the top? We have 12 times the square root of 3. And some of you might already realize that the 12 and the 3 can be reduced. So we're not finished yet. So our next step is we're going to simplify our fraction. So 12 times the square root of 3 over 3, the 12 and the 3 can reduce, just like it's a normal fraction. And you can see I left a little space there on the right where I'm going to put my square root of 3. 12 over 3 reduces to 4. Now do we have to write the 1? Do we need to put the 1 there? As you know, we don't. And so 4 times the square root of 3 is my answer.